one more edition of the episode of the Cinema Chronicles. Rohan here from the Cinema Chronicles. Well, today is Republic Day. We are actually having this great occasion, lots of events today, and it's all about art. Well, you might have seen a lot of artists in India. They are going ahead, but still there is some few stones left unturned. The artists require a proper platform to go ahead. And I think we are very happy to have with us today the Consul General of Czech Republic for Maharashtra and Goa, Rashmi Jolly ma'am with us. She's been a big avid arts lover, and the main thing about her is she's been promoting artists. She has been giving platforms to artists, and that's a very great thing which she's doing. So let's welcome Rashmi Jolly ma'am in a candid conversation. Ma'am, we are very happy and it's a pleasure that we are here with you today. Your journey to become a Consul General, just tell us about it. वो journey कैसी रही आपकी आज तक?
My first connection with the old Czechoslovakia, as it was known, was really when I was a student in 1968.
Wow.
And I was traveling and got stuck in Prague because the Russian army marched in, and the Czech citizens were all trapped, the borders got sealed, and nobody could leave the country. So finally, of course, a few days later, I was a tourist. All the tourists were allowed to leave from one border, which opened into Linz, Austria. All the other borders were sealed by the Russians. And we traveled to this border and crossed into Austria, and from Austria I caught my flight out of Europe.
All right.
Yeah. Well, this was a part of history that I lived.
Chile.
Yeah. And when I came back to Delhi, which was my hometown, where I was born and I was with my parents, I was surrounded by a lot of journalists who envied me that I, without being a journalist or a media reporter, lived a moment of history where the Russian army with 5 of their allies marched in and took over the old Czechoslovakia. After that, well, life goes on, and you know, I got married and I settled in Mumbai and forgot all about it.
Yeah.
And suddenly, in 2011, I learnt that the Czech consulate in Mumbai, which was directly under the Czech government, and the embassy in New Delhi was closing down after 30 years of being on Pedder Road. So I knew the lady running the consulate, Eva, and I just said, so what happens now? You are going back? Yes, going back. Returning the building back to the landlord. So I said, you mean there'll be nothing here now? She said, no, we are looking for an honorary consul.
Okay.
So I said, and how does one apply to become an honorary consul? Is there a qualification required? She said, not as such. You just have to be socially active, well known, well connected, and you are the right candidate.
Wow.
So I said, oh really? But she said, I have 8 more applications on my table. So I said, oh, I don't think I'll qualify then. You must be having the who's who of the city.
Yeah.
She said, no, you send your application. And thereafter, a few months later, all the 8 candidates were interviewed individually in their own surrounding. The ambassador came from Delhi, he came to my house, he interviewed me. And we talked of everything under the sun except the job. We talked of art, music, culture, everything. Not the job. What am I supposed to do? So it was a very friendly, nice interview. And a month later, I got an intimation that now I have to be ready to go to Prague for the next set of interviews. So I had been shortlisted from those 8 others. So I arrived in Prague, and then there were 5 interviews in Prague.
5 interviews in Prague?
Separately. And well, here I am after that.
So that has been your journey to become a honorary consul general.
So I was able to relate to the Czech people because what I lived was a moment of their history.
Agreed.
As a teenager student.
Agreed.
And I was able to describe in graphic detail, which is etched in my mind till today, what I saw, what I experienced. My husband always says, that's why you got the job.
I think you lived those moments, moments of glory, witness the events live. So I think that has etched in ma'am's mind, and I think a wonderful journey to become a consul general, because each and every thing she has experienced. Ma'am, first when it comes to arts, you're an avid arts lover.
Yes.
So what's your take on it?
I grew up in a family where there were many artists who were friends of my parents, writers, and they were all struggling artists who later became the masters. And so I think something I must have imbibed from that, and I too wanted to become an artist and go and study at the Delhi Art Polytechnic. And my father said, no, you'll starve.
Oh.
Nobody buys art. Look at these people, they are all starving.
Yeah.
So you do your graduation, finish your BA, and after that you decide what you want to do. Because without a degree, you'll be nowhere in life.
Perfect.
You won't even be able to fill in a job application form. So I said, okay. So my mother found a sort of a way out for me, that twice a week an art teacher would come to the house and teach me drawing. And all that I would do was copy from a book or from an art book or copy from a picture. So that kept the interest alive. Yeah.
So that's how the interest has been still going on.
Yes.
We can see from the the walls over here some beautiful paintings. There will be some questions on that, man. You were the first one to bring the Czech Philharmonic to India in 57 years.
Yes.
So can you just, what is this word Philharmonic? Can you just explain it to us?
Philharmonic is a very big orchestra.
Acha, alright.
Yeah. It's where they have all kinds of instruments. They have the cello, they have the violin, they have the flute, they have the, everything.
Each and every musical instrument.
Yes, yes. So there are, a philharmonic means a large orchestra. There are anything more than 70 musicians.
More than 70 musicians?
Yes.
Wow.
110 also it can be.
So you need a big place for that?
You need a big stage.
Right.
So we brought them to India with the help of the Ministry of Culture, Prague. And it's very expensive. So many musicians flying out to India, staying in a hotel. You know, the logistics are mind-boggling.
Right.
So I approached a few people in the bank and this and that, would they sponsor? It's the first time in 57 years such an opportunity is coming for music lovers, Western classical music lovers.
Right.
That I must say I got a lot of support and a lot of help, and the concert was held at the NCPA. And the maestro was an Indian,
Wow.
Devashish Chaudhary. he's lived all his life in Czech from the age of 17. He went to study music and he never came back after music, after having learnt music. And he's risen to this position today. So that's how it began.
Beautiful. I think a wonderful experience of 110 musicians traveling to India from Czech, you know, and I think that's a moment of history again, which she has witnessed. She brought it to India. I think that's a great achievement.
Then there was so much appreciation for this one single concert that couple of years later people started saying, bring him back again, bring him back again. And in Goa, my friend said, how can you do this to us? Goa is music lovers' paradise. Not bring him to Goa. So we went to Goa. And I tell you, there was a riot there. The hall capacity was 1,000 people. But we had Mara-Mari outside for people to come in.
That must be difficult to handle.
Very difficult. We had to have a couple of bouncers. And the same maestro has recently been honored by the President of India for the award of the Pravasi Bharati Award.
Wow, that's a great achievement.
He was just honored a few days ago.
Wow, wow. And it's nice to know that, and on our show we got to know about that. I think we are very lucky, ma'am. Coming back to Jolly's Art Adda.
Yes.
I think this is this initiative you started in around December.
That's right.
Amidst the lockdown.
Yes.
So how did that thought come to your mind to start during the lockdown?
You know, in the past 10-11 months of the lockdown, I kept receiving phone calls from various artists, unknown artists. Ma'am, we have no money, please buy a painting. Ma'am, please buy a painting. Or ma'am, just take whatever you want. I said, look, I have no place. How much can one individual buy? The house is full, the office is full, every place is full. That's how then I contacted Gautam. And I said, why don't we've got this beautiful ambience and gallery here. Why don't we reach out to all the artists who are struggling? Because there were no exhibitions, there were no previews. Everything was so sad in the city. And naturally, art is the last thing people will go and buy. And I'm so happy I'm able to provide this platform to these people. Maybe the sales will pick up slowly as things keep limping back to normal. But at least we are able to provide them with canvas, with paints, with color, and with food, and a place to unwind and be inspired to paint.
I would say, in short, you're inspiring people. We've seen a lot of children today who have been good gathered in the premises. It's a beautiful ambience, lots of canvas, lots of paintings here itself you can see. So I think you are actually providing a platform to young artists to express their views, to express their stories in the form of pictures. Coming back to the Republic Day event today, it is again very special. You have mentioned it in the theme as One India. So what are we expecting today in this grand event?
Well, the children have been given canvases 1 foot by 1 foot, and on a certain side of the canvas they have to paint a small part of India, and on the other they can write something about their vision of the India they would like or they dream of in the future. And then these 26 canvases will be put together and they'll form one big grand map of India.
Wow, that's very sweet and very cute, which you are assuming ahead. So we are having a great event today, and on the Republic Days, I think it's a great achievement, great thought from ma'am's end. Ma'am, before we leave for the day, one final thoughts about art in India and how you think art can be evolved in the future.
Well, I think there should be more support from the government as well.
Totally, I agree with you on that.
Because art and culture is not really promoted by our government. It goes on to a back burner. And unfortunately, with this corona and this COVID and this pandemic we have experienced, now everything will go into health.
Yeah.
So again, art, I don't know where it will find its place.
I think that place is definitely there. That place which is left void, I think ma'am is there to fill in. She's doing the initiatives, taking it ahead, and it definitely the artists in the future of India are going to get a great platform to express themselves. As I said, ma'am, thanks a lot for taking out your time. It was wonderful having you and in this candid conversation today. And best of luck for your whatever endeavors you're doing. And we are looking forward to more artists of Czech Republic coming to India, Indians traveling there, and lots of artists expressing their stories. Any final thoughts about the experience we have had today?
Well, thank you very much for inviting me to talk. I'm just a small collector who just feels for this subject and for these people, and I hope I continue doing this as long as possible.
It will be, ma'am. It will be because your thoughts are genuine. आप जो भी कह रही हैं डायरेक्ट दिल से कह रही हैं.
जी जी.
So ये जो भी अल्फाज आपने कहे हैं शो पे, ये बहुत लोग सुनने वाले हैं.
जी.
And definitely Indian government should look into this. Take care of yourself, ma'am. Stay blessed and best of luck for each and every endeavors of yours.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Stay well. Stay safe.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.